In question 13, we need to find the radius of gyration of circular ring of radius r about a line perpendicular to the plane of the ring and passing through one of its particles. Solution 13. So let's say this is our ring. Now we need to find the moment of inertia at the center and perpendicular to the plane of the ring. So about a point on the rim and the axis perpendicular to the plane of the ring, the moment of inertia can be found out using parallel axis theorem. Using parallel axis theorem. Like this. So by parallel axis theorem, we know that moment of inertia can be found out using first the moment of inertia from the center of mass point. So it will be we know that it is mr square, and now for this point it is the distance between them is r, so again plus mr square, so ultimately 2 mr square. So our radius of gyration is mk square, so from this k will be root 2 r square or r root 2. This is radius of gyration. In question 14, radius of gyration of uniform disc about a line perpendicular to the disc equals its radius. We need to find distance of the line from the center. Something like this. Now this is solution 14. So we have been given that mk square is equal to half mr square plus md square. Now we need to find this d. What is this d? So k square r square by 2 plus d square. Now it is given that k is equal to r. It will be like this. D will be r over root 2. So the distance should be r over root 2. In question 15, we need to find moment of inertia of uniform square plate about one of its diagonal. Solution 15. So let's say this is our figure. This is a diagonal. Center O, x-axis, y-axis. Let this be y dash axis and x dash axis. A, B, C, D. Now let's consider a small cross sectional area some distance x from x-axis. Small cross sectional area which is x distance from x-axis. So moment of inertia 2 0 to a by 2 m over a square adx to x square. So after simplification we will obtain m square by 12. So ultimately Ixx equal to Ixx, it should be plus Iyy. This is Izz, sorry. So by perpendicular axis theorem, so what we will obtain ma square by 12, and similarly like Ixx, Iyy will be ma square by 12, so ma square by 12, so Izz will be ma square by 6. So after this Izz will also be equal to Ixx x dash plus Iy dash y dash. Why? Because it is also perpendicular to both of these. So ma square by 6 equal to, now again this will be same, okay, so 2 into Ixx dash can be written, or 2 into Iyy dash can be written, because Ix dash x dash is equal to Iy dash y dash. So ultimately from this Ix dash x dash will be ma square by 12. Similarly Iy dash y dash will also be ma square by 12. In question 16, surface density of circular disc of some radius depends on distance. We need to find moment of inertia about the line perpendicular to the plane of the disc through the center. Solution 16. So something like this. Now let's consider a small width, okay, only a very small width of dx. Okay, dx, and let the distance be r. So for this it is given that density depends on the distance from the center. Now mass of the ring let's find mass of only the ring of radius r, only for this ring, okay. So it will be let us call this to be mr. So it will be a plus br into 2 pi r dr into r square. So moment of inertia will be 0 to a, because we are going from 0 to a plus br 2 pi r into dr and also r square. Oh, this is for mass only, this is there, so m r square. So after this, when you integrate this, you will find that it will be 2 pi a to the power 4 r a to the a over 4 plus b over 5. In question 17, a particle of mass m is projected with some speed. Find the torque of the weight of the particle about the point of projection when particle is at highest point. Solution 17. So the scenario is somewhat like this. So at the highest point, total force acting on the particle is the weight downward, okay. The only force at the highest point is weight mg. Range of the particle is, we know in projectile motion, range is given by this formula, u square sine theta over g. And 2 theta over g. And force is at a perpendicular distance, so the total we want to find up till here, so it will be half of the range. This is the complete range, so we want to find up to here only, so it will be r by 2. So range that we require will be r by 2, that is u square sine 2 theta over 2g. So this is the range that we need. So torque is equal to force into perpendicular distance, and theta is the angle of projection. So we will have force is mg downward, and obviously range is displacement is in this direction, so they are perpendicular to each other. So sin 90 degree will be 1. So mg and u square sin theta over 2g into sin 90 degree. So ultimately torque will come out to be mv square sin theta cos theta, because this sin 2 theta is 2 sin theta cos theta. In question 18, simple pendulum of length L is pulled aside. We need to find the magnitude of the torque of the weight of the bob about the point of suspension. Solution 18. So the scenario is somewhat like this. So there is a simple pendulum. Let the angle be theta. Let this be A, this is B, this is L. So in a simple pendulum, this is the scenario that we are given. So when the bob is at angle theta with the vertical, torque can be found out by F cross R. Now this can be written like F R sin theta, and this can be written as F into L, because the distance is L, sin theta. So at the lowest point, so this is the torque, A part. And another thing that they are asking is that when will the torque 0? So torque will be 0 at the lowest point of suspension, because force acting on the body pass through the point of suspension. In question 19, when a force of 6 Newton is exerted at 30 degree to a wrench, what force F would be sufficient to loosen it if it acts perpendicular to the wrench at 16 cm from the nut? Solution 19. So in this question, torque acting at A about point O can be equal to 6 sin 30 degree to 8 over 100. Therefore total torque acting at B, required at B about point O, will be F into 16 over 100, because the distance increase, so it will be 6 sin this is one torque and this is another torque, and this should be equal so that the trench can move. So because of this, 6 sin 30 degree 8 by 100 equal to F 16 by 100. So from this you can find force will be 1.5 Newton. In question 20, we need to calculate total torque acting on the body in the figure shown about point O. Solution 20. So if you look in the figure that is given in the question, you will find that torque about any point is equal to total force, we know that, into the perpendicular distance. Okay, so now we will assume that anti-clockwise torque is positive and clockwise torque is negative. We will assume this. Now force acting at point B is equal to 15 Newton. So torque at O due to this force will be 15 into 6 into 10 to the power minus 2 into sine 37 degree. 15 into 6 into 10 to the power minus 2, 3/5, which is 0.54 Newton meter, and this is anti-clockwise. Now force acting at C is 10 Newton. So for this, torque at O will be 10 into 4 into 10 to the power minus 2, which will give us 0.4 Newton meter, and this is clockwise. And force acting at A is 20 Newton. So for this, torque at O will be 20 into 4 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 1/2, which will give us 0.4 Newton meter anti-clockwise. So the total torque will be 0.54 minus 0.4 plus 0.4. Remember sign according to clockwise or anti-clockwise. So we will have 0.54 Newton meter torque. In question 21, a cubical block is given. We need to find the torque of normal force acting on the block about its center. So this is solution 21. So let's say inclined plane mg cos theta, mg sin theta. So this is the scenario that we have. So ultimately force mg is acting on the body. It has two components. Now the torque is force across the perpendicular distance. So it is a by 2. R will be a by 2, where a is the edge of the cube. So torque will be mg sin theta, because the force is this, mg sin theta cross a by 2, because this is the axis, so perpendicular distance is a by 2. So torque will be half mg sin theta, half mg is sin theta. In question 22, we have a rod of some mass. We need the force is always perpendicular to the rod. We need to find the angle rotated by the rod during the time t after the motion starts. So solution 22nd. The scenario will look something like this. So let this be A dash, B dash, and this be A, B. And this 1/4. So the initial torque will be F cross R, which is F, and distance is L by 4. After if the rod is moving, so torque can also be written like moment of inertia into angular acceleration alpha. So from this, torque can be moment of inertia about this point for this rod is ml square by 12 into angular acceleration. So ultimately FL by 4 is equal to ml square by 12 into alpha. So alpha will come out to be 3f over ml, and theta is ut plus half at square, or sorry, omega t plus half at square. So omega is 0 initially, so alpha t square, so it will give us half 3f over ml into t square. So this will be the angular displacement. In 23, square plate of mass 120 gram is given. If it has uniform angular acceleration, what torque acts on the plate? Solution 23 is this. Now for this we will find the for torque we know that it is I alpha, so we need to find the moment of inertia, which is 0 to a m over a square into ax square dx. So by this, moment of inertia will be equal to m over a x cube over 3 0 to a. So after solving this, moment of inertia will come out to be ma square over 3. So therefore torque will be ma square over 3 into alpha. Now putting all the values, 120 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 5 square into 10 to the power minus 4 over 3 into 0.2. So we will get torque to be equal to 0.2 into 10 to the power minus 4 or 2 into 10 to the power minus 5 Newton meter. In question 24, we need to calculate the torque on the square plate of previous problem if it rotates about a diagonal. Solution 24. So for this torque, again the same torque will be produced, will be ma square by 12 into alpha. So it will be 120 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 5 square into 10 to the power minus 4 over 12 into 0.2. So the torque will come out to be 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 Newton meter. In question 25, a flywheel is given. We need to find the average torque of the friction, total work done by the friction, and angular momentum of the wheel. So this is solution 25. So let's say this is the wheel. So first of all, A part, total work done in stopping the wheel will be half I omega square. So it will be half I omega square. So work done will come out to be 9,000 joule. Next, torque by frictional force. So it will be I alpha. So alpha can be obtained by this formula, omega naught minus alpha t. So from this, alpha will be minus 1 by 5 radian per second square. So 5 into minus 1 by 5. So it will be 1 Newton meter, opposite to rotation of wheel, because it is moving, it will move anti-clockwise and wheel is moving clockwise. Now C part, angular velocity after 4 seconds. So omega equal to omega naught plus alpha t. So 60 minus total it will be 240. Why? Because it is 4 minutes, so we need to put it in seconds. So 4 minutes is 240 seconds. So 240 by 5, it will give us omega to be 12 radian per second. So after 4 seconds, this is the angular velocity. So angular momentum L will be omega into moment of inertia. So it will be 5 into 12, 60. Angular momentum will be 60 kilogram meter square per second.